Mataji.
Those deities. And Radha Madhav, complete, no, isn't it?
Radha Madhav, yes, Mataji, is complete. But the thing is, how would they have different deities? Even Prabhupada also, in the different places, he kept different deities, no, Mataji. In Vrindavan is something, and in Australia something is. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and so there's no, I don't know, there's any particular choice how they choose the deities.
How they choose it. No,
Yeah.
That's when I was just thinking.
Yeah, in Mayapur it is complete. Mayapur you have all the Sakis. No, the Ashtasakis, with Radha Govinda.
Ashtasakis,
Radha.
In Vrindavan also.
And then that is one part of it. In another part, you have the this thing. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Advaita and Nityananda Swami and Nityananda Gadadhara. In one part of the temple, another hall, you have the Radha Krishna and with the Sakis. So they have all that in Mayapur. But in different places, it's different. I don't know how they chose. But
because in Vrindavan,
it is Balaram, Krishna Balaram, and then you have, I saw Krishna Balaram in one, and then I saw Radha Krishna, I think, and three, I think, the three deities were there. I don't remember now. So, but all are beautiful, Mataji. So nicely they decorate. Very nice.
In some lecture, they were telling like this. That's why I asked. Because as for Uttara is the only person who has seen Lord Krishna. So Shiva identifies, and she finds that the Madana Mohana's feet is exactly like Lord Krishna, and Gopinatha's waist is exactly like Lord, and then Radha Govinda, the face is exactly like.
Okay.
Then that's what we're telling.
So we are now in this chapter 11. So let us pay obeisance to Radha Govinda. And Om Ajnana Timirandasya Nananjaya Salakaya Chakshurmitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Pada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vittam Tam Sajivam Advaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakana Vittam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Jagat Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Abhyascha Kripa Sindhu Kitam Nam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Rama Hare 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 Krishna.
So this chapter is all about Arjuna is asking to show, asking Lord Krishna to show his how he pervades and supports the entire universe. His energy is everywhere. He says he's supporting the whole thing. Because this was the last verse in chapter 10. With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. So now Arjuna wishes to see that all-pervasive form of the Lord. And so actually Krishna is driving Arjuna's chariot. But though he is just there in the Kurukshetra driving the chariot, but he still pervades and supports the entire universe. So Arjuna therefore wishes to see Krishna's all-pervading form, and he requests Krishna to reveal this universe. So this was done, and we saw how he is humbly requesting the Lord. Okay. So this chapter had 5 sections where Arjuna's request, and Krishna describes that his universal form. He said there'll be it's glorious and multicolored, and you will see all the Rudras, Ashwini Kumars, all the Devatas, the things, all the planets, the whole cosmic universe, everything you can see, the present, past, and the future, everything. And whatever you desire, you can see in this universal. So, but not with this particular eyes which you have, you need a divine vision. So he gives him the divine vision through which Arjuna can see. So when Arjuna has that vision, he is wonderstruck. He sees the whole glorious, and it will be like hundreds and thousands of sun shining in the sky. And in that you could see with so many faces, bellies, crowns, thing, and he could smell the sense of the Lord. And he could see the Devatas and others in the other planets and how they are also wonderstruck. And he could also feel the heat of the sun's rays, that much of effulgence the could see. So wonderstruck, and then he describes the entire thing, and even Sanjaya is also relating the whole thing to the king Dhritarashtra. Okay, description of the universal form. And after that, he also sees because he wants to see the future, isn't it? So the future, when he sees, it will be like his army, soldiers on his side as well as soldiers on the other side are all entering into the mouth of the Lord. And there you can see his teeth is grinding the bodies of the enemies, the soldiers, the Bhishma Dev, then Dronacharya, Karna, all the warriors are all entering into the mouth of the Lord. So, and he gets, and he's perplexed and he's scared. So he couldn't understand. He says, finally, Arjuna asks, who are you? What is your mission? I mean, it will be so bewildering with such a fearsome sight he has, in the front of it. That time, the Krishna says, I am the Kalas. I am the time. I create, I maintain, and I destroy. So everything works according to the time plan of mine. So that is what he says. And time I am Kalosmi. So we stopped at that point. So Kalos. So everything works. Where is okay. So Krishna answers Arjuna's question. I am time, I am at the Kala root. See, we in our language, regional language, Sanskrit, now you have different, for time itself, we have different words like Kala, Muhurta, Subhamuhurta, and whatever time today we have. Every day that time we see in the watch and all that, you have a different name. Here, Kala Rupa, he is the Kala. I am the Kala, time I am. The way the whole creation, everything runs according to his plan. Okay, and nothing deviates. And what is his mission? Is to destroy everything, all the people except Pandavas. That is the mission now, present mission in that Kurukshetra. The battle of Kurukshetra is to destroy everything, everyone except Pandavas, because he wants to establish a religious kingdom with a king. Indicates that even if the Arjuna doesn't want to fight, they will die anyway. So because it's already planned by the Lord. So he's telling him to become his instrument. And here, even in Katha Upanishad, it says, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, everyone are all devoured like a meal by the Supreme as an all-devouring agent. Okay. So this is the Kala Rupa, which he says. And the purpose, he says, and so this is what is the Arjuna's motivation now. He has to only fulfill the Lord's desire. And Lord's plan is very specific in this material world, who should die, when, and everything. So people of intelligence, they should recognize that the whole world is moving under the plan of the Lord. There's nothing like chance. Somebody is fortunate, so he's rich, or somebody is this. No, everything has got a plan, and it is working as per the Lord's plan. If your karma is like that, if you are part of the what is your past, and you have desired this body, then you have this body to enjoy and to suffer whatever that quota of suffering and enjoyment is given. You have to go through that. There's no other choice. But people who are foolish, they think there is no man, then everything has come by accident, like Big Bang theory. And scientists say perhaps or maybe, but all are foolish. They don't have a clear-cut theory. They're only using theories. There's nothing facts. But in our Vedic scriptures, everything is clearly spelled out. How this whole thing is working as per the plan of the Lord. Okay. So, Nimitta Mata. So what is telling to Arjuna, you are just an instrument in my plan. So you just become an instrument and you carry on. And all this, the Lord wants to glorify his devotees, because he gets it done through his devotees, right? So it's not like, it was the karma for Arjuna that he has to suffer like this, go to the forest and all. No, it's not their karma. It is what the Lord wished them, that they have to go. So it is that. It's not because of their power of the karma. For devotees, whatever the Lord gives, they just accept it as a mercy. And Krishna will use them for us to learn something from them. Okay, that is the reason why they all come. When the Lord appears in this thing, then everyone will associate and come, and they have a role to play. So here he's telling Arjuna, you are a nimitra matra, become an instrument and do that. And there's a word used as savashai, that means one who can fight using both the hands properly, very well, right or left. So Krishna says, I've already destroyed all your enemies, become my instrument, fight and win glory. He wants them to be glorious. So now after hearing that, now Arjuna is offering prayers, because he's so overwhelmed, and then the prayers, and then afterwards, while praying, he remembers that, oh, I've been treating him as my friend, and I've done so many offenses, casual talk, or in front of friends, in front of others, or sitting on the same bed. I've done so, and then he starts asking forgiveness for if there's any offenses he has made. Then fearfully he requests, then he can't behold this universal form any longer. So finally he asks Krishna to again reveal his two-arm form as the Supreme Personality of God. So the four-hand, the Narayana form, as well as the two-handed. So this is the thing. So how does he pray? Then Sanjay is telling to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna trembled, fearfully offered obeisance with folded hands and began falteringly to speak as follows. So how does Arjuna say? Rishikesha, that is the master of senses. The world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfect beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. So he is now clearly telling everyone who is hearing your name, they are all attached to you. They become joyful. They are the perfect beings. Okay. But the demons are also there who are afraid and they flee from here and there. All this is rightly done. Then, O great one who stands above even Brahma, you are the original master. Why should they not offer their homage up to you? O limitless one, O refuge of the universe, you are the invisible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. Okay. So, see, this is again, he is repeating, whatever Krishna has said, that He is the origin, because in chapter 10 it says in the beginning, he is the origin, and he is the one who created Brahma and them. So they are created, so they don't know him like completely. So now he is again repeating it, because it's so well, he is telling that he's agreeing in his prayer. He is saying, you are above even Brahma, you're the original master, cause of all causes, transcend to this material modes of nature. You are the original personality Godhead. You are the only sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You know everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are above the material modes. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. So he is there everywhere in this through his energies. Okay. So he says you are manifested and he is pervaded by you. And you are the one to be known. He says, no, I am the confidential knowledge. Once you know this knowledge, you will be free from all miseries. Krishna has said in the 9th chapter. So here he's saying, yes, you are the knowable and you are above the material. Then you are the air, you are supreme controller, you are fire, you are water, you are the moon, you are Brahma, the first living creature. And you are the great grandfather. Because once Brahma is like a grandfather to us, isn't it? Father of a father and like that. So Krishna, the Lord, is above the Brahma. So he has to be great grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisance unto you 1,000 times again and again. And I obeisance to you from the front, from behind, from all sides, oh unbounded power. You are the master of limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. So he is again accepting. So you are the ultimate rest of everything and all the knowledge. You are the essence of everything. I offer you obeisances from front, behind, and from outside. So these are the prayers by Arjuna. This is how he's. Then now he is becoming remorseful. After describing him and the thing, now he realizes that he has been like a friend. He has been treating all these years as a friend. No? So he says, I have in the past addressed you as, oh Krishna, oh Yadava, oh my friend, without knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times while relaxing or while lying on the same bed or eating together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of many friends. Please excuse me for all my offenses. Suddenly he realizes that he was treating him as his friend, as his thing. So, God, and now he is asking forgiveness, whatever I may have done in madness or love. Okay. You are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and non-moving. Okay, so he's in every atom. So he's in the non-moving matter as well as the moving matter. You are its worshipful chief, the supreme spiritual master. So no one is greater than you, nor can anyone be one with you. So he said, now how can then could there be anyone greater than you within these three words, O Lord of immeasurable power? So he is talking about how he is the complete manifestation. So he is accepting. So what, see, this is how we have to accept, how Arjuna is accepting the Lord, we have to accept him as the same. You are the supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend the impertinence of a friend, or husband the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs I have done to you. So now he's telling, like a son, how father will forgive, no? The son put some time rent or does some misbehave and all that, but still the father will forgive. So he's telling you, as a father, you tolerate the impudence of your son, like that. Please tolerate the wrongs I've done to you. Okay. After seeing this universal form, which I've never seen before, I'm gladdened. But at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, Lord, Lord of Lords. So this is not that he is the only one who has been disturbed with fear, because he is seen others are also disturbed with fear, no? Because they saw in the other planets who all had this divine vision, they could also, they were also disturbed and they were started praying, chanting hymns, right? and the demons were flying here and around. So he says, I am disturbed, my mind is here. Please bestow your grace upon me, reveal again your form as the personality of Lord. So the Lord says. So request to withdraw the form and reveal that. So to see the four-handed form indicates that all the forms are with Krishna, isn't it? He says everything is with him. So whether it's the two-handed, and different Narayanas are named according to different configurations of the four hands. See, the four hands in the Narayana, what we have? Conch shell. Then in other hand is a lotus flower. And there's a gada. And what is the fourth one? And chakra, isn't it? So it depends on which hand, no, the four combinations if you take, permutation, combination, there is 24 combinations. And that way they have different names for that. So here that's what is meant in the purport. Indicates Arjuna, and that is given in Bhagavatam, all that four hands thing, names. Indicates Arjuna is afraid as well as joyful simultaneously. Okay, joyful because he's gladdened by knowing his friend's opulence as supreme personality of Godhead and his ability to show the universal. He is happy with that. But is afraid because of many offenses he has committed. So he wants to ask forgiveness. Universal, but one thing we should understand, it's a temporary form. But the Vaikuntha form is transcendental. So the four-handed form and two-hand form is transcendental. Whereas the universal form which is showed, Vishwarupa, it is only temporary. As long as this cosmic universe is there, that form is there. Otherwise, it is not there. Once it's annihilated, that form disappears. It doesn't come. Only when he manifests this material universe, this cosmic universe with all the planets, that's when he has this form. Okay. Krishna can assume any form as he is asked here to show his Narayana. Okay. Iritinam gadinam chakrastam ichchami tvam drashtum aham tattaiva Tenaiva Rupena Chaturbhujena Sahasra Baho Bhava Vishwamurti. O universal form, O thousand-armed form, Lord, I wish to see in your four-armed form with helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. So this is really the Sat Chakra, Sudarshan Chakra, the conch shell, lotus flower, and the Gada. So he wants to see that. So now the Lord will see. Only pure, and now Krishna, when he withdraws his universal form and thing, that when he's explaining how this two-hand form or the four-hand form is very rare. Even that, many people have not seen. Even Brahma or Shiva have not seen. Okay? Very difficult. Only pure devotees can see this supreme form. So withdraws that, and then he shows Arjuna his four-handed form, and finally his two-handed. And this is also seen by Sanjaya. So Krishna's two-arm form can be directly seen only through pure undivided devotional service. So now Krishna is going to explain about the Ananya Bhakti, what he means by pure Bhakti and how they can see this. Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, happily I have shown you by my internal potency, this supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you has ever seen this primal, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence, where they could see even the Garbhodaksha Vishnu and could see the Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, everything. So he says that thing has never been seen anyway, anyone before. And he continues to say, oh, best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form, for neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charities or similar activities can this form be seen. Only you have seen this. So he's telling, by studying Vedas, as jnanis, or sacrifices, performing sacrifices like karmis, nor by charities or similar thing, you cannot say by that. You have to have bhakti. And that because he told in earlier chapters, because you are my dear friend and my devotee, and you are not envious of me, and telling you this transcendental knowledge. So this is something. So this is the Narayana four-handed form, where he has a conch shell. Then here is a Sudarshan Chakra, then the lotus flower and the Gada, that is the club. And depends on whether it is left hand or the right hand. Or I mean, these four items can be in any combinations, and that depending on that, you have the different names for the Lord. Okay. And the purport is very long and nice, interesting. I think you can read, anyone can offer. Hare Krishna Mataji, you can read this. The divine vision. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
The divine
purport by His Divine Grace. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, go ahead, Mataji.
Yeah. Purport by His Divine Grace, Sri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Divine vision in this connection should be clearly understood. Who can divine vision? Who can have divine vision? Divine means godly. Unless one attains the status of divinity as demigod, he cannot have divine vision. And what is demigod? It is stated in the Vedic scriptures that those who are devotees of Lord Vishnu are demigods, that is Vishnu Bhakta Smrado Deva. Those who are aesthetic, that is, who do not believe in Vishnu or who recognize only the impersonal part of Krishna as the Supreme, cannot have the divine vision. It is not possible to decry Krishna and at the same time have the divine vision. One cannot have the divine vision without becoming divine. In other words, those who have divine vision can also see Lord like Arjuna. The Bhagavad Gita gives the description of the universal form. Although this description was unknown to everyone before Arjuna, now one can have some idea of the Vishwarupa after this incident. Those who are actually divine can see the universal form of the Lord. But one cannot be divine without being a pure devotee of Krishna. The devotees, however, who are actually in the divine nature and who have divine vision and are not very much interested in seeing the universal form of the Lord. As described in the previous verse, Arjuna described to see the four-handed form of the Lord Krishna as Vishnu. Hare Krishna.
He was actually afraid of the universal form.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, continue. This is nice. In this verse.
Okay. As he was actually afraid of the universal form. In this verse, there are some significant words, just like
Veda Yajna, which refers to studying Vedic literature and the subject matter of sacrificial regulations.
Veda refers to all kinds of Vedic literature, such as the four Vedas, like Yajur, Sama, Atharva, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda, and the 18 Puranas, the Upanishads, and the Vedanta Sutras. One can study these at home or anywhere else. Similarly, there are sutras, Kapila Sutras, and Mimamsa Sutras for studying the method of sacrifice. Dana
refers to
Dane.
He refers to charity.
One second. Dane refers to charity which is offered to the suitable party, such as those who are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Lord, the Brahmana, that is the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. Similarly, pious activities refers to Agnihotra and the prescribed duties of the different castes, and the voluntary acceptance of some bodily pain is called tapasya. So one can perform all these. That is, can accept bodily penances, give charity, and study the Vedas, etc. But unless he is a devotee like Arjuna, it is not possible to see that universal form. Those who are impersonalists are also imagining that they are seeing the universal form of the Lord. But from Bhagavad Gita, we understand that the impersonalists are not devotees. Therefore, they are unable to see the universal form of Lord.
So what does here Purport Prabhupada writes? In the verse, no, Krishna says, Na Veda Yajnatya Anair, Na Dhanair, Na Krityabhir, Na Tapovir Yugrai, Evam Rupa Sakya Aham Nar. That means those who are studying Vedas, that is Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Atharva Veda, and all that, just by studying them, you are not able to see the universal form because you have to have bhakti, you have to have divinity. Not dana, that is giving charity, and that too charity should be to Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Then tapo, then abir, that is the doing sacrifices, and tapo abir is the penances, like we do this Ekadashi Vrata and all that. So all that means some bodily pains you give. So just by doing that, I mean, it will be like another karma, another activity you are doing. Without bhakti, there is no, you won't be able to see the Lord. So that it has to be only with, you should have bhakti in it. Unless he is a devotee like Arjuna, it is not possible to see universal form. And why do the Devatas could see that? Because they were devotees of the Lord. Only devotees of the Lord are given these responsibilities to administer. Okay, that is very clearly here. It's been explained. And there are many persons who create.
So
What, Mataji?
So demigods
Yes, Mataji. Demigods are
clearly devotees of Lord.
Yeah, they are the devotees. Only devotees of Lord Vishnu are demigods. Otherwise, they cannot be. They are not given the portfolios. See, they are given some tasks to take care, no, some responsibilities. So they have to be devotees of Lord. And they cannot be atheists or impersonalists who will be given that charge. Because the Lord won't give the charge like that. If there's nobody who is qualified to become an Indra, then the Lord himself will take that post of Indra. It is said in the Bhagavatam, in one of the mantras, there was no one to qualified to take the post of Indra. So that time the Lord himself comes to take the post of Indra. So like that, unless they are qualified, the devotees, then only the post is given to take care. Okay. So here is very clearly said, unless they are devotees, they cannot see this. Qualification for the universal form is clearly described by the Lord. And there are many persons who create incarnation. They falsely claim an ordinary human to be an incarnation. But this is all foolishness. So we should follow the principles of Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, there's no possibility of attaining perfect spiritual knowledge. So Bhagavad Gita is like a preliminary study of the science of God, but still it is perfect because it has got the essence of the Vedas, right? All that. So if you can't spend, you might have to spend the whole lifetime to read the Vedas, and even somebody to explain that, also you won't be able to find them. But it's better at least to learn Bhagavad Gita. So it enables one to distinguish what is what. So the followers of a pseudo-incarnation may say that they have also seen the trans-incarnation of God in universal form. But that is unacceptable because it's clearly stated here, unless one becomes a devotee of Krishna, one cannot see the universal form of God. And it is very rare. So a devotee of Krishna cannot accept false incarnations or followers of false incarnations. Okay. So here now the Lord is telling the qualifications. How? Only by bhakti, not by charities or by studying Vedas, or this can you see this form. You have been perturbed and bewildered by this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. So Krishna could understand the feelings of Arjuna. So then Sanjay is telling to Dhritarashtra, because he could now tell the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, by speaking thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-handed form, and at last he showed him his two-handed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. So this form was not only seen by Arjuna, but also by Sanjay, and he is describing it. And so we can really see that everything is emanated from the Lord. So Krishna is the supreme two-handed form is the supreme original, and from there it's all this inanimate. But these two forms are there. I mean, it is there. Even in Vaikunthas, you have the Narayana, and in Goloka is in the Krishna form. But the universal form is temporary. Okay, that will exist only when there's a cosmic manifestation. Okay, so that is clear. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, "Oh Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so beautiful, I am now composed in mind. I am now restored to my original nature." So now he is happy that he need not to see that grow someone. Then the Lord said, "My dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so pure." So now he's telling this form which I'm showing to you is very dear, and even the devotees have not seen, they always try to get an opportunity. The form you're seeing with your, no, the purport is nice here, yeah. It's a long purport actually, anyway, right. Anybody else wants to try? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, I can read, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, Rupa Mataji, yes.
Mataji, what sloka number?
This one, in the fourth, sloka number is 52, Mataji. 11th.
Okay. I will open my side, Mataji, because that's too tiny for me.
Okay, Mataji, go ahead.
Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form which is so dear." Purport. In the 48th verse of this chapter, Lord Krishna concluded revealing his universal form and informed Arjuna that this form is not possible to be seen by so many pious activities, sacrifices, etc. Now here, the word Sudardarshanam is used, indicating that Krishna's two-handed form is still more confidential. One may be able to see the universal form of Krishna by adding a little tinge of devotional service to various activities like penances, Vedic study, and philosophical speculation. It may be possible, but without a tinge of bhakti, one cannot see that has already been explained. Still, beyond that universal form, the form of Krishna with two hands is still more difficult to see, even for demigods like Brahma and Lord Shiva. They desire to see him, and we have evidence in Srimad Bhagavatam that when he was supposed to be in the womb of his mother Devaki, all the demigods from heaven came to see the marvel of Krishna, and they offered nice prayers to the Lord. Although he was not at that time visible to them, they waited to see him. A foolish person may deride him, thinking him an ordinary person, and may offer respect not to him but to the impersonal something within him. But these are all nonsensical postures. Krishna in his two-armed form is actually desired to be seen by demigods like Brahma and Shiva. In Bhagavad Gita 9.11, it is also confirmed. Avajananti mam mudaha manushtim tanum asritam. He is not visible to the foolish person who berides him. Krishna's body, as confirmed by Brahma Samhita and confirmed by Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita, is completely spiritual and full of bliss and eternity. His body is never like a material body, but for some who make a study of Krishna by reading Bhagavad Gita or similar Vedic scriptures, Krishna is a problem. For one using a material process, Krishna is considered to be a great historical personality and very learned philosopher. But he is an ordinary man, and even though he was so powerful, he had to accept a material body. Ultimately, they think that the absolute truth is impersonal. Therefore, they think that form, his impersonal feature, he assumed a personal feature attached to the material nature. This is a materialistic calculation of the Supreme Lord. Another calculation is speculative. Those who are in search of knowledge also speculate on Krishna and consider him to be less important than the universal form of the Supreme. Thus, some think that the universal form of Krishna, which was manifested to Arjuna, is more important than his physical form. According to them, the personal form of Supreme is something imaginary. They believe that in the ultimate issue, In the ultimate issue, the absolute truth is not a person, but the transcendental processes described in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, to hear about Krishna from authorities. That is the actual Vedic process, and those who are actually in the Vedic line hear about Krishna from authority. And by repeated hearing about him, Krishna becomes dear. As we have several times discussed, Krishna is covered by his Yogamaya potency. He is not to be seen or revealed to anyone and everyone. Only by one whom he reveals himself can he be seen. This is confirmed in Vedic literature. For one who is a surrendered soul, the absolute truth can actually be understood. The transcendentalist, by continuous Krishna consciousness and by devotional service to Krishna, can have his spiritual eyes opened and can see Krishna by revelation. Such a revelation is not possible even for demigods. Therefore, it is difficult even for the demigods to understand Krishna, and the advanced demigods are always in hope of seeing Krishna in his two-handed form. The conclusion is that although to see the universal form of Krishna is very, very difficult and not possible for anyone and everyone, it is still more difficult to understand his personal form as Syamasundara. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Beautiful
So
verse,
that's
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So this is how he says only very difficult to behold. Okay. And what, how should they do? The form you're seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penance, nor by charity, nor by worship. Okay. So now let us see what he thinks. Only by bhakti. So bhakti tva ananya sakya haham evam vido arjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantap. So now, as only by devotional service can I be understood as I am standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way you can enter into the mysteries of my understanding. So this is Sakshi Gopala. When the Lord walks all the way from Vrindavan to this place, because he comes to give us a witness to a statement made by those devotees. So this is Sakshi Gopala. So here it's very clearly says only by Ananya Bhakti. Only then you can understand it, not by anything else. Because he is this thing I'll just take. So only by Krishna can be understood only by the process of undivided devotional service. That means it is Ananya Bhakti. That you don't think of anything else, but just it should be no motivation. So here it is said in okay. So here, as far as charity, for example, to undergo serious penances, one may observe fasting on Janmashtami, the day on which Krishna appeared, or 2 days of Ekadashi. As far as charity is concerned, charity given to the devotees who are engaged in devotional service to spread the Krishna consciousness through the world. Krishna consciousness is a benediction to humanity. That's what Lord Chaitanya says, right? So here in Rupa Goswami says for the beginners, in here Prabhupada writes very clearly. That is in Upanishad, Svetasvatara Upanishad. For beginners in devotional service to the Lord, temple worship is essential. And this is confirmed in the Vedic literature. So this is the reason why Prabhupada was very careful, when he started this ISKCON movement, he established temples. In his time, in 10 years' time, he established 108 temples. So that, they'll have the deity there and they'll be able to focus and meditate on the Lord. Okay. So it's not that it was done because he wanted to do it, but it is there in the scriptures also. For the beginners in devotional service to the Lord, temple worship is essential. And this is confirmed in the Vedic literature. So this is not his own device, but it is there and he set it up so that it will help people, because it's very difficult in this Kali Yuga to focus or to meditate or to do 24 hours remembering the Lord. So the different activities has been prescribed by him so that people can continue, at least do that so that they can remember him, not forget him. So in this Upanishad says, one who has unflinching devotion to the Supreme Lord and is directed by the spiritual master whom he has similar unflinching faith can see the Supreme Personality of God by revelation, not just by studying. It will be revealed by the Lord by His mercy. He says, no, I give them the understanding. The Nana Deepen, I will remove their ignorance. So only by bhakti, and only if you have unflinching devotion and faith in the Lord, then He will reveal. So by cannot be understood by mental speculation. So if you can't take personal training under the guidance of a spiritual master, it is impossible to even begin to understand Krishna. Because the spiritual master has learned like that by his spiritual master. Like that, it comes from the disciplic succession. So only through that media only we can able to understand the Lord. Okay. So here that's, I think you all can read this. Let's take the name version. So here changes from the, Krishna changes from the universal form to the 400 form Narayana, and then to his own natural form of 2 hands. This indicates that 400 forms and other forms mentioned in literature are all emanations from the original 200 form. Okay, he is the origin of all the emanations. Krishna is distinct even from these forms, participant of the impersonal. So here it is clearly explained in this purport about the thing. 400 form, which is known as Mahavishnu, is lying on the cosmic ocean, and from whose breathing so many innumerous yeses are passing out and entering. It's also an expansion of the Supreme Lord. That is the Purusha Avtaras, no? Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Karnadaksha Vishnu, Kshirodaksha Vishnu. And it is explained in Brahma Samhita. Mahavishnu, into whom all innumerable universes enter and from whom they come forth again, simply by his breathing process, is a plenary expansion of Krishna. Therefore, I worship Govinda, Krishna, the cause of all causes. Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajam. Therefore, one should conclusively worship the personal form of the Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead who has eternal bliss and knowledge. He is the source of all forms of Vishnu. He is the source of all forms of the incarnations. And he is the original personality. So this is what is being explained here. Okay, and it goes on like that. So the long purport is very nice. You can read it. I just took a small portion. Okay. So finally, what he says, only by Ananya Bhakti we can understand it, not by just speculation or this. So finally, he concludes saying, Mad karma krin mad paramo, mad bhakta sangha varchita, nirvarai sarva bhuteshu, here some eti pandav. My dear Arjuna, one who is engaged in my pure devotional service, free from contaminations of previous activities and from mental speculation, who is friendly to every living entity, certainly comes to. So finally, he concludes saying, only by pure devotional service you can come to me. Okay, that is the thing. And the purport is long, so you can read if there's anything else. So this is the characteristics of Ananya Bhakti. They are always engaged in doing his work. That is devotional activities, thinking of him, worshipping him, all that 9 devotional service activities, no? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, and that. Then Mad Bhakta, engaged in my devotional service. And then free from by doing this bhakti, devotional service, they will slowly become free from the contaminations of the fruitive activities and the mental speculations. Okay. And then finally, and they are also friendly to all living beings. So these are the characteristics. He says, you become that Krishna Krit, then you can come back to me. Only purified devotional service, free from jnana and karma, executed without envy, can bring one to understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it's a long purport, you can read, but finally he concludes by Ananya Bhakti, and what is his characteristics is clearly told in the last verse. So this is what this chapter is all about, chapter 11, that Krishna is showing the universal form at the request of Arjuna. And it is also like, is confirming that whatever his theory and the philosophy is actually practically shown to us, that he is pervading by his energy the whole cosmic universe. It's not just by accident something is working. It's all working as per his plan. And even Sanjaya could see, and the Devatas, and in all the other planets, they also could see. And here Krishna is very clear that this form is no one has seen before. And only through Arjuna we are able to see, at least we can get the description. And then Kalosmi, then because it was gruesome, because he saw what is the future, no? what is how this battle is going to end. So he gets gruesome sight. He sees all the soldiers entering into his mouth and the state grinding them and all that. Then he asks, what is his mission? And who are you? So he says, I'm the Kalos, I'm the Kala Rupa, time. So he is the thing, and you become my instrument, Nimitta Matram, and just go according to my wishes. So then finally Arjuna prays, saying that you are the inconceivable, you are the unlimited, and you are the cause of all causes, and no one is greater than you, and only you, and you are beyond the material manifestations, modes of nature. You are divine. So then Krishna concludes saying, when Arjuna asks for, because I will remove your fear and show you my Narayana form and 400 and 200. And then Krishna explains, you cannot conceive this form just because by studying Vedas or doing charities or doing pious activities or thing, only by devotion. Only when you be a devotee of the Lord, you can think. And what are the characteristics? Always remember him, do his activities, and you're friendly to everyone, and you're free from the reactions of the karma and speculation. So this is what, and more we are going to, and this because this whole chapter section from 7 to 12 is all about bhakti. And what do you mean by bhakti, and how great the Lord is, and how merciful he is, because he's giving us a second chance to come back to him. Okay. And how we are checked. Okay. So please, if anyone wants to execute devotional service, he must be freed from all kinds of material. He must be freed from association with addicted to practice. That and master from cultivation, one-cyclic cultivation. That is called devotion. Upulishwa Sankalpa. Yes, Mataji. This is what Rupa Goswami says in his Bhakti Anukulya. It should be favorable. It's not, if you remember Krishna, like Kamsa was remembering Krishna all the time because he was fearing. He was thinking, for him, Krishna was like death because he was fearing for his life. He said, the Akashman is, though he remembers, he's remembering for the wrong reason. He's not remembering him with love or with the devotion. He was remembering him with fear. So that is not, that's not bhakti. Okay, so that's why you have to do the services favorable to him. Okay, nothing else. Let me share the, stop sharing. Hare Krishna. So let me share the link before I forget. So attendance link I've shared, please mark it. Hare Krishna. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not the attendance link.
That is not the link, that is Zoom.
That is wrong. Wait. I'm sorry. Let me check. I think I have missed out. Just give me a minute. Let me take the
Mataji, can I share?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead and share. Well, somewhere I've lost it. Anyway, I will come back to it later. If you have
Can
it,
you
please
check if it
share.
is the correct one? I think I posted one.
What, Mataji?
I posted one, Mata. Can you check if it is the right one?
Yes, Mataji, I'll do that.
Hare Krishna, yes, Mataji, there is the one.
It's the one, okay? Fine. Thank you, Mataji. I think I missed
Mataji,
it.
once again post, because my net was having some problem, so I couldn't get that one. Just once again post. Once again send that link, ma'am.
Sent
Yes,
Mataji one more time. I sent.
She sent it, Mataji. Okay.
Mataji,
Got it?
please. Thank you.
Any questions? This chapter we are closing. So, any questions in this chapter? Hare Krishna, Rupa Mataji, Lohit Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
No, Mataji, all good. I just want to read once from my side. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's a nice purport, Prabhuji. The Prabhupada writes very clearly. So I just took one or two, but the last one is
Yeah.
very clear. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it's
I have
very
one question, Mataji.
connected.
Yes, Mataji. Rupa Mataji, you were saying something?
Yeah, 11.55 in that. The last purport, last paragraph, I guess. A devotee of Krishna is friendly to everyone. Therefore, it is said here that he has no enemy. Like in the real life, when not everyone is perfect or devotees, and when we are trying to be in Krishna consciousness, and if something ought to be said or done to you, and you stick to dharma, meaning obviously you will get enemies in that case. So how can it be possible in
Mataji,
this
this
Kali
is
Yuga?
for the pure devotee, Mataji. When the pure devotee, when you reach the perfection stage, you are still in the renunciation stage. You are still not gone to that. When you persons who are pure devotees in the perfection stage, for him everything, whether he is a rich man or the poor man, for him everyone is same because he is seeing them as a Krishna's children. So for him, he sees Paramatma in all the living entities. So when they reach that stage, Ananya Bhakti is that pure Bhakti. Okay, Mataji. So what we can do is, because we still have this many misgivings with us, so many reactions. So we have to cleanse ourselves. We have to cleanse ourselves by chanting Mahamantra. That only, and eating prasadam, we will slowly our anarthas will get reduced. Only then. Otherwise, we still have to work. They will have all this. You may not be able to see everyone as a friend. And we'll have people being envious of us. And we'll be angry with others. We'll be envying others also. Even devotees, among devotees who are in this practicing sadhakas also, there might be all this. Anarthas will be there. Because just because we have become a sadhaka doesn't mean that we won't have anarthas. Everyone has. All are in the same. We are still in the not at pure. And here Krishna is describing the perfect stage. What is the perfection? What is the ones who are the that is the characteristics. That is the goal. Once they go that, then they are all the time in the remembrance of Krishna. So though they are in the material world, they are in the spiritual world. They are all the time thinking of Krishna and doing everything for the Lord with love. Priti overcome, no? That's why. So it is difficult, Mataji. Now it is difficult for us as a sadhaka, practicing devotees. Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
But see, we should also know the ideal position also, no, Mataji, how to reach that. And also how to recognize such a pure devotee. That also we should know, because there are devotees of different levels of consciousness. So we should how to identify them, whether they are devotees or not. So only when we know the characteristics, we will be able to identify. Isn't it, Mataji? So that's the thing. So that's how, when you see the life of Prabhupada, when he went to the US, he was really taken aback. Everybody was so materialistic. And it is not like in India. So there, for him, everything and the language they speak, they won't even understand his language, his accent. So it was difficult, but still he had compassion for them. So much compassion that he spent some time to understand their culture, to think, and then speak to them in that way so that they will understand him, and they can take to this path of devotion. So, and to learn, understand Krishna, to understand Bhagavad Gita, and through Bhagavatam. So these followers of his, they had the reference, they had the Vedic references, so from which he's quoting. So they accepted it, and they took the practices, whatever he gave. So that's how they practice, because they saw in him that he didn't not only preach, he was practicing it, and he was living like that. So whether he is in US or in India or any place, he was the same. He was doing the same thing. His diet was the same, his activities were the same, and his preaching was the same, and he's living it also. So that is pure bhakti. That is people who are in that. Not everyone can reach that, but he's a spiritual master, so we can accept his instructions. At least let us follow his instructions. Let us follow the instructions given by Krishna. And he says, you take the help of a spiritual master, help of a master. Only he can hold you and take you there. So, but when we say bhakti, we just think that doing puja in the morning and finish off, that's all. No, we have to remember in every moment of our life. So that is difficult, but that can be done only by practice. He says, no, Mataji, by practice. It is difficult. Mind is chanchala. It cannot be focused. So it can be done by practice. Anything else, Hare Krishna? So that's why this whole thing, from 7 to 12, if you all meditate on it, reflect on it, read the purport, go through what he's telling, then you'll be able to understand what he's trying to tell us. So, and all these things are required, like penances, like doing Ekadashi, and small things are required because it keeps us focused. These things. And slowly when it becomes a habit, then you will be in this path. And you'll also see the differences in yourself, because no one can make out externally, but you can feel it internally, because the progress you have made. Only you can understand. Whether your hunger is satisfied is only you can tell, not us, isn't it? The person who is hungry, only when he takes some food and things satisfied his hunger, he can tell us his experience. Same way with the spirituality. Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, anything else? Hare Krishna. Sri Ranji Mataji, have any query? This chapter?
No.
Okay, next weekend I'll be in Mangalore because there's some function in the temple, no? So we are going.
Soft opening.
Yes,
We
Mataji. Yes,
will be seeing those through your eyes, Mataji. Hare
yes,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. So we are going for that, and that's why I won't be taking my laptop and now, because I don't know what the program is of the temple. So while taking class may not be possible. So I won't be having the class next weekend. But I hope to plan to finish it by May. I think we should finish this level 2. I hope you all are doing the quizzes. Have you any problems with the quizzes and things? Hare Krishna.
No, Mataji.
Okay, so fine. So let me close with this. Vancha kalpatra abhyascha kripa sindhu eva cha patitam naparnebho vaishnavyo namo namah. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, can you post the quiz link one more time? I these days I'm not doing it, so I will try to finish it up.
What, Mataji?
Can you post the quiz
Quiz
link
link.
in the group,
Yes,
Mataji?
Mataji. Yes, Mataji. I'll do that. No problem.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.